Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between and beyond, welcome to the 17th episode of Campton Zoo, in which we're continuing building our aquarium project. Today we're adding one of the most popular and beloved animal which can be found in most of the European zoos. Well, from the title you already know that it's a penguin, more specifically a king penguin, so get yourself something to drink or eat, sit back and let's start building them a nice house. So I was really torn between picking the African or king penguin because both of these can be seen in European zoos, and actually choosing to build this whole project made it less of a struggle since we're only adding Arctic or tropical animals to it, so the African penguin wouldn't really fit into the aesthetic, so I chose to feature the king penguin, which actually ended up being a better option for the whole project since the only animal we could add to the Arctic part will be the polar bear, and I honestly have no idea how to set up their enclosure so it meets the requirements and looks interesting at the same time. They need so much space, and for such a compacted project there is no way I could pull it off without giving them too small of a habitat. There is one more animal that we could treat as suitable for this area, but not the exact species that we have in game, and that is the California sea lion, which naturally lives in warm waters of California. We could maybe treat it as Steller sea lion, which lives in colder waters, but then to be honest, I don't think I've ever seen one in real life, so I'm not sure if they can be seen somewhere in Europe. I know that they're common in United States, but even if they are here, I couldn't find any. Therefore, I think it will be easier for us, and also on theme, to just add king penguins as our new animal. The habitat itself isn't really inspired by anything found in real life, since the ones I've seen in person or even online weren't really going for the scenery or at least try to imitate their environment, and usually these penguins look like they are more of an afterthought or that they're just there because why not. The habitat changed couple of times, so throughout the Speedbuild part of the episode you will be able to see how I kept changing things, because I usually have a vision of something, but as I start building it I can see how it looks like compared to other stuff around it, and I usually end up changing things once or twice. There won't be anything more added to the Arctic section since we don't have more aquatic animals than what we already have or discussed before, so I decided to build quite a big enclosure, so it takes a lot of space. I wanted to build them a proper indoor area in which they can hide, relax, sleep, etc., but also have an actual island that at least gives an illusion of what would they have in real life. There's plenty of space for them to swim, which you can watch them do either from the underwater viewing area or from the new restaurant, which you won't see me build, since I just decided there's no point in showing you me building another restaurant for like 4th or 5th time in the series. I honestly keep building them everywhere, but the thing is that there are so many places to eat at when you're at zoos here. Which kind of makes sense since you just keep walking sometimes for a whole day trying to see each animal, so naturally you will get hungry. So this time I decided to build a restaurant which if you eat at, you can watch penguins swim and dive from. I've seen this concept be done for many animals. There are also just straight up underwater restaurants that have just like underwater ocean view, so I definitely had to build one here as well. At first the enclosure was quite small. I had this idea to have an underwater tunnel that they will be able to dive through to get from indoor area to outside. Unfortunately that wasn't working, and later I just decided to expand the habitat anyway, so I just got rid of the tunnel and the indoor pool. Another thing that we're adding today is something that was on my mind from episode 1, which is a tunnel through an aquarium. Literally every single zoo I've been to that has aquariums also has a tunnel that goes through one of them. It's usually a saltwater aquarium with sharks, sea turtles, octopi, moray eels, manta rays or stingrays, etc. So obviously I had to build one for this project. Of course, we don't have these animals in the game, so I'm using the same collection I used in the last episode, and I'm just placing assets that are supposed to resemble actual fish. I'm totally in love with these. If I only could, I would make a whole zoo with them, but to be honest, the game is really struggling to work with everything we've got so far. I'm a little bit worried if we will be able to finish the zoo, or will the save just not open one day. Let's hope we can get till the very last episode. We're about halfway through so far, and I think after this project we won't have any compacted projects like this one or the tropical dome, so hopefully other habitats won't impact the game performance that much. But I guess that's what the first series like that teaches you. I love detailing, putting a lot of different objects so the whole thing looks full and interesting, but unfortunately if we're going to make that big of a zoo, which let me remind you, we're only using 1/4 of the whole map, we can't really put so many things so close to each other. Because I don't think the problem is necessarily caused by the amount of things in the whole zoo, just the amount in the vicinity of the render zone, which if we have a limited amount of space, which for us is 1/4 of the whole map, the game has to render pretty much most of the zoo at all times. For future projects I will for sure need to think of the layout so that we can get as best of the performance as the game can offer. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any future uploads. I'm having a rough time keeping schedule, so having notifications on will help you make sure that you're up to date with the series. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!